everybody, Jesus changes everything, and I'm here with the one and only Ryan Wilcox. Thanks for being with us.
Yes, you're welcome.
If you don't know, you probably do. Ryan is one of our worship leaders here at FBC Branson. So appreciate you and what you do week in and week out to lead a great team and to lead our church in corporate worship. Thankful for you.
Yeah.
It's so fun just for us to get to know other church members and hear about what God has done in their lives and what He's doing and the passions in our hearts. And so, Ryan, just tell us a little bit about who you are and how you grew up and stuff.
Yes, I grew up here in good old Branson, Missouri.
Grew up in Branson.
My entire life.
Most people are not from here.
Yes,
but
it's
you
true.
are.
Yeah, most people move here.
Yeah.
But no, I was born here, raised here. In fact, a lot of you probably know my dad, but some of you might not. Jeff Wilcox. He leads worship for the 8 o'clock.
Jeff
service.
Wilcox.
Yes.
And Jeannie.
Yes, and Jeannie. He leads worship for the 8 o'clock service.
Yeah.
So they moved back here in 1990. I was born in 91. And it grew up in this church.
This kids ministry, student ministry, and all that stuff.
Yep, a lot of church members that are probably watching this video were my Sunday school leaders.
Yeah.
Awana leaders.
Yeah.
Grew up through high school going here. This has been my home church my entire life. And
so cool.
Yeah, I definitely owe a lot of my theological knowledge, just my love for the Lord to a lot of the church members here. So now that I lead worship here at FBC, it's actually a very humbling position to be in because I'm just inviting people who have taught me so much to the throne of Jesus and inviting them to worship. So
how did that come about that you grew up in this church and then you probably had no idea you would one day lead worship here, but how did you kind of develop that sense of calling toward leading worship?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I grew up, I served on the worship team, and with my dad being the only worship leader for a while, I would help out as a kid in little ways here and there, running the lyrics or just helping set stuff up. And when we switched to having a modern service and a classic service with Jimmy Cummings, he invited me to start serving on the team. And I enjoyed serving on the team. At the time, I think I enjoyed it more because I was able to use giftings that God gave me. But it was more about that, honestly, at the time, rather than worshiping Jesus. It was using the giftings He gave me that I enjoyed. And so when he stepped out, and our current pastor, Pastor Jeremy, he was actually hired on as our modern worship leader then. He pulled me under his wing, and he said, hey, he started to get to know the different team members from Jimmy, and he wanted to get to know me a little bit, and he asked me if I wanted to meet up with him regularly to go through worship theology of just us being created to worship God, what that actually and truly looks like. And so at that point, I think I was 20 years old. I was starting to have more of a heart and a fire for worshiping God, not just through song, but just living a life that worship Him. And so, he pulled me under his wing, and I continued to serve on the team. And at that point, I knew one day I would love to be in worship ministry. But I probably would not have guessed that I would have been here at FBC. I probably would have actually bet against that. You just assume you move away when you grow up.
I had no idea that it would work out the way it did. I'm so glad it did, though.
Yeah.
You are doing such an amazing job, and your team is incredible. And it's so fun just to worship with you and to see your joy and your authenticity and humility come forth as you lead us. And it's participation of worship. I love that so much. So what's on your heart? What are you excited about right now as we move forward?
Man, there's a lot of things I'm excited about. Very excited for the Welcome Initiative that's not just coming down the pipe, but it's here. I almost feel like it's already here. Lots of meetings about it, yes, but here in just a few weeks we'll actually be worshiping in the gym, the Life Center, and just seeing sheetrock torn down and stairwells built and framework being put up. That's all very exciting stuff, but something that the worship team and myself, we talk about a lot is even though things are changing as far as our building, getting better lights, we're excited for having better audio. I'm very excited that we can clean that up and have it be the best that it can be. Again, very excited for those things, but we're talking about keeping our heart where it needs to be. As much as we focus on maybe it might appear as production, but we want to focus on being in the presence of God. And
Yeah.
it might come across as entertainment, but we actually want to focus on an encounter with the Lord.
An encounter with the Lord.
Yeah.
Love it.
And so having an encounter with the Lord over focusing on what things appear to be.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line.
Yeah.
We want things to be well. Our God deserves our best. We also don't want there to be distractions from flickering lights or audio that doesn't sound well. But we just want to be worshiping the Lord ourselves and inviting people to do it with us.
Yeah.
So very excited.
Love it. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for all that you do. Just
Yeah.
want to say that
Yeah.
as a church together, thank you. We love you. We love Jeff and your parents as well, and just thankful for the foundation that you have. Thankful for this church that's poured into you, and now you're pouring into the church as well. And it's exciting. It's fun to work and serve alongside you. Love you, brother.
Yeah.
And thank you for being with us today. Jesus is on the move, and Jesus changes everything.